Hi, St. Patrick's. I'm Mike Baldwin. I'm the Stewardship Committee Chairperson. And this year, to start off our 2021 pledge drive, we wanted to do something a little bit different, so we decided to make a video. As we look forward to the pledge drive, the first thing we want to do is talk about our pledge cards. So why do we do pledge cards? Well, first, we say this every year, they're not a vow to God. They simply help your church plan, and they're really important in planning, just like your family budget. 2020 threw us a lot of curves, but our church budget remained strong because of you guys. You were faithful and you were generous, and we owe you a big, big thank you. So thank you. The centerpiece of our pledge drive is the general fund. The general fund is just what it says. It's a general fund. It's everything that it takes to operate our church. It allows us to pay our staff and our priests. It allows us to support our diocese, keep the lights on, and do basically everything that it takes to run this place. You might remember the categories of missions, benevolence, and building fund from last year's pledge drive. Those categories of missions and benevolence represent our church's outreach into our community and beyond. Our plan for those funds is to invest in kingdom work throughout the year and then refund them annually during our pledge drive. And even though our church didn't go on an organized mission trip this year, we still found opportunities to give into our world. Our missionary friends from Bolivia, Rusty and Tammy Firestone, returned to the U.S. this year after over 20 years of being in the field. They successfully raised up Bolivian leadership for La Trinidad and made the transition to a new rector, Father Juan Chris. They returned to California, and within 2 weeks, their home and their possessions were destroyed by a wildfire, and we were able to step in and significantly assist them during that difficult time. In August, we held our first ever school supply drive for children and families who may have needed some extra help this year. We served over 200 children. We continue to support the Isaiah 117 house, which provides temporary housing for children in the foster care system who need a place to stay before being placed with a family. We have also opened our doors to the Isaiah 117 board by giving them a place to hold their monthly meetings. When Hurricane Irma hit the Louisiana coast, we sent gift cards for food and groceries to a local Anglican parish that was involved in the relief efforts. These were distributed to those who had lost their homes in that storm. As we have learned of families sick with COVID, we have sought to offer assistance by doing grocery shopping or delivering meals. We provided a gift card for the family of a child undergoing cancer treatment. We helped a parishioner with some much-needed home maintenance. We blessed 15 local businesses with gifts and encouragement. The key here is that St. Patrick's was ready. You were faithful and generous in your pledges to benevolence and missions, and when our leadership heard about opportunities to help, we were ready to go. And we did all of that in the middle of a global pandemic. The next category that I wanted to talk about has been called by a few different names. Last year, it was Building Fund. We've called it Capital Improvements, and I think what you're going to see this year on the pledge card is Facilities Fund. This category isn't as exciting as benevolence and missions, but it's really important to our church. It's sort of a rainy day or emergency fund, and it allows us to have a savings account for those large expenses that we know we're going to incur sooner or later. We just don't know when. And we don't want those expenses to impact our operating budget, things like new roofs or air conditioners. This kind of account is vital to the ongoing operation of our church. We want our children and our grandchildren to be able to worship in St. Patrick's, and we want God to continue to use our church and use them to bring His kingdom to Smyrna and Murfreesboro. You're going to hear more about pledge cards in the coming weeks. You'll see them floating around the narthex, and you might even get one in the mail. So as you think about your 2021 pledge, we've got 4 simple asks. First, that you pray. Invite God into your finances. Second, that you remember. As you think about 2021, remember the ways your church served and ministered to our community this year, especially through this pandemic. Your generosity and your faithfulness ensured St. Patrick's continued to be about the work our Lord has given us. Third, that you pledge with joy. And fourth, that you live with expectation. Look forward to the new year with the same sense of anticipation and wonder as we have in Advent. God is at work in our world. God is at work in our parish. and we are asking God to send us out as workers into his field. We can't wait to see what he's going to do in 2021.